Shabbat Shalom. At the beginning of the service, we created a tent, a Mishkan, a sacred place to dwell, and a place to call into dwelling. He's fine. I'll talk louder. A place to call into presence and dwelling, Shekhinah, God, the presence of God. And as you spread those coverings over you, did anybody feel a little cramped? Were you a little bit closer to your neighbor than you expected to be this morning? Was your personal space invaded maybe a little bit? Glad you showered too. Put on a little extra spritz this morning because I knew I'd be close to you. We built a Mishkan together. We took what we had and we spread it over us. And in some ways, I suspect you felt there wasn't enough covering because we were all making do with what there was, right? The cloth wasn't quite big enough, and so you had to maybe stretch a little bit. Or you had to bring someone a little closer into you than you maybe wanted to or thought you wanted to. And one solution to the fact, just a fact, that the covering, the space we created, felt maybe a little bit cramped. One solution would be to kick some people out. Right? We could get rid of some of us today. I could go around and choose the people I want to leave. And then our tent wouldn't feel too crowded. Our tent would feel perfectly spacious. But that's not okay. That's not a sacred place anymore. That might be a place where I feel I can get more, where I feel like I can have what's mine and nobody's going to touch it. A place where I belong and you don't. That's not a Mishkan. That's not a sacred place. And that sorting, that choosing who belongs and who doesn't, is living from a place of scarcity, that there is not enough for everybody. So I'm going to get mine, and you're on your own, sister, because you don't belong here. But we don't have to live from a place of scarcity. We really, really don't. We can live from a place of abundance. We can live from a place of knowing that I will have enough, even if you also have enough. Even if you are also under the tent, I will have what I need. We are in a place in our country of saying who belongs and who doesn't, of choosing the people we want to keep under the tent and turning a blind eye to the pain, the suffering, the loving, the wholeness, the human existence and being of the people we don't want in the tent. And okay, we can do that because there are laws. There are laws that say you don't belong in this tent. And those laws are true. And we can build our Mishkan that way. But it'll just be a tent. It won't be a sacred and holy place. Last night there was a beautiful gathering in Baltimore. I didn't go because I was here. But that gathering said, we're not going to rip people out of their homes and throw them out of the tent. We're not going to tear children out of their parents' arms and throw them out of the tent. If we have to make the tent bigger, we will make it bigger. If we have to spread our arms out wider, we will spread them out wider. Because that's the way that we will have a holy dwelling place, a place where Shekhinah can live. God's presence. Rabbi Bush and I were invited to author a letter to the editor. It's in the Baltimore Sun this morning. I hope if you haven't seen it that you'll read it. It's not enough to write a letter to the editor. It's not enough to show up at a protest, but it is more than not doing those things. We can live in a tent that gives us space to spread out, where there isn't that uncomfortable presence of people next to each other. But it won't be a sacred place. It won't be a Mishkan. So even if our arms get tired from holding out the tent for others, it's the work we have to do. Shabbat shalom.